Lou Christie, born Lugee Alfredo Giovanni Sacco on February 19, 1943, in Glenwillard, Pennsylvania, rose to prominence as a pop and soft rock singer-songwriter during the 1960s. He became best known for his 1966 #1 hit in the U.S., Lightnin Strikes, and for his 1969 UK smash, I'm Gonna Make You Mine. With a unique falsetto voice and a flair for dramatic storytelling in song, Christie's career spanned over 6 decades and was marked by both commercial highs and industry challenges. Growing up in the Pittsburgh suburbs, Christie displayed early musical talent. He attended Moon Area High School, where he studied music and served as the student choir conductor. Though his teacher encouraged him to pursue classical music, Christie was drawn to pop culture and dreamed of appearing on American Bandstand. At 15, he met Twyla Herbert, a classically trained pianist nearly 2 decades older than him. Despite the age difference, the two formed a deep creative bond, writing hundreds of songs together over 3 decades until Herbert's death in 2009. Christie began his musical journey performing with local vocal groups and released several early singles between 1959 and 1962 on small Pittsburgh labels. His local success with The Jury by Lugee and The Lions, which included Herbert's daughter Shirley, brought him some attention. After high school, he moved to New York City to work as a session singer. In 1962, Christie approached producer Nick Chenchi with demo tapes. Chenchi suggested a name change, and Christie was born. Inspired by the success of the Four Seasons and their falsetto-driven Sherry, Christie and Herbert wrote The Gypsy Cried. Recorded in Pittsburgh and released under his new stage name, the single was a regional hit, selling 30,000 copies locally. It was later picked up by Roulette Records and, after a slow start, climbed to number 24 on the Billboard Hot 100, selling over 1 million copies. Christie's second major success, Two Faces Have I, reached number 6 in 1963, becoming another million seller. He released a self-titled album on Roulette, and his newfound fame led him to join Dick Clark's Caravan of Stars tour alongside Diana Ross and Brian Hyland. During this period, Christie's recordings often featured backing vocals by the Tammys, and he and Herbert wrote the cult favorite Egyptian Shumba for the group, which would later become beloved in the Northern Soul scene. Christie made multiple television appearances in the early 1960s, including Where the Action Is, American Bandstand, and The Buddy Dean Show. However, his momentum was disrupted when he was drafted into the U.S. Army. His career stalled, and although he managed to exit his contract with Roulette Records, he was without a charting single for over 2 years. After his military service, Christie revived his career by signing with MGM Records. Although the label was initially unimpressed with his new single Lightnin Strikes, Christie's management pushed the record in California, and it gained rapid popularity. By February 1966, on Christie's 23rd birthday, the song hit number 1 on the Billboard charts and also found success in Canada and the UK. With its urgent falsetto vocals and dramatic interjections from the female chorus, Lightnin Strikes became his signature hit. He followed this success with the controversial Rhapsody in the Rain, a bold song inspired by Tchaikovsky's Romeo and Juliet. The lyrics' suggestive content caused many radio stations to ban it, prompting MGM to release a toned-down version. Despite the controversy, the song still charted well, reaching number 16 on the Billboard Hot 100. Unfortunately, Christie's following MGM releases failed to make an impact, and his career again slowed. He had brief stints with Columbia Records and other labels without notable success. However, in 1969, he staged a surprise comeback with Buda Records. Teaming up with producer Tony Romeo and backed by vocalists like Leslie Gore and Valerie Simpson, Christie released I'm Gonna Make You Mine. The song became a major hit, reaching number 10 in the US and soaring to number 2 in the UK, his biggest British success. He followed up with She Sold Me Magic, which wasn't released as a US single but charted in the UK and Japan. Another track, Are You Getting Any Sunshine?, reached number 73 in the US. While none of these songs matched the success of his earlier hits, they kept him in the public eye through the end of the 1960s. In the early 1970s, Christie split his time between London and New York. He released a concept album, Paint America Love in 1971, which he considered one of his finest works. Around this time, he married former British beauty queen Francesca Winfield. He recorded a version of The Lion Sleeps Tonight, but a dispute between his manager Stan Polly and Buda Records led to his vocals being replaced with those of Robert John, whose version became the hit. Christie became indirectly involved in the dark saga of Five Arts Management, Polly's firm, which was later linked to the tragic suicides of Badfinger's Pete Ham and Tom Evans. Disillusioned with the industry and weary of being cast in roles he didn't want, such as a beach party crooner, Christie stepped back from the spotlight. He returned to the U.S. and lived in Lake Charles, Louisiana. In 1974, he experimented with a country sound on his self-titled album, which included a notable cover of Beyond the Blue Horizon. Though the single only reached number 80 on the pop charts, it became a hit on the adult contemporary chart and was later featured in the movie Rain Man. In 1978, Christie returned to Pittsburgh and took on an executive role at 2001 Records. While visiting a local club, he discovered the band Sweet Breeze and signed them to the label. Their single, Summer in Malibu, became a regional favorite. During this period, Christie supported himself by working as a truck driver. By the 1980s, Christie had transitioned to the Oldie circuit, performing for nostalgic fans. In 1981, he enjoyed a minor comeback with Summer 81 medley under the name The Cantina Band. He continued recording sporadically, including a duet with Leslie Gore in 1986 and a contribution to the 1994 film Barcelona. In 1997, he released Pledging My Love, his first album of new material in years, which earned praise for its quality and modern sound. In 2004, Christie issued a live album, Greatest Hits Live from the Bottom Line, which included a bonus holiday track. He remained active on tour and also hosted radio shows on SiriusXM's 1960s channel. He released several new singles into the 2010s and 2020s, including Drivin' Dreams, When You Were Young, Love Goes On Forever, and Love Attack, the latter receiving critical praise for its bold blend of retro and modern sounds. Following the death of Bobby Rydell in 2022, Christie joined Dick Fox's Golden Boy supergroup alongside Frankie Avalon and Fabian. Remarkably, he maintained his falsetto voice well into his 70s, continuing to charm audiences with his vintage sound. Besides that, as reported by the Airplay channel, singer Lou Christie moved to the United Kingdom during the 1970s. While there, he met Georgina Francesa Winfield, who had competed in the 1971 Miss United Kingdom pageant. Their relationship blossomed, and they were married in November of that same year, with well-known tour promoter Barry Marshall acting as Christie's best man. The couple had 2 children together, a son named Christopher and a daughter named Bianca. After living in the UK for several years, the family eventually settled back in the United States. Sadly, in May 2014, Christopher passed away at the age of 46 following a motorcycle accident in Houston, according to the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Lou Christie passed away in Pittsburgh on June 18, 2025, at the age of 82 after an unspecified illness. A versatile artist with a distinctive voice, Christie left a lasting impact on pop music and remains a cherished figure in the annals of American music history. Thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe for more videos like this.